Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, my friends. It's 7:15 here in Ireland, and it's a wonderful thing to be here with you guys. So it's amazing to start a new week, because today is Tuesday, and we will have our first live of the week. So, following our discussion, we will talk about the Gospel according to Spiritism, chapter 10. And today we will talk about item 7 to item 10. So, Gospel according to Spiritism, chapter 10, item 7 to item 10. Okay? I'm using this version of the Gospel according to Spiritism. Is the latest version translated by our friend Janet Duncan 2 years ago. So it's a brand new translation. That's what I'm using here. Okay. If you are in Ireland or if you are in the UK or any part of the world, if you don't have this version, tell me, and I ship this free of charge for you. Okay. Give me your address, and I will ship this to you free of charge. Okay? That's my let's say my commitment with you guys. Okay? If you want this version here, let me know. Okay? And it's a good version, by the way. It's a hardcover, big letters. So it's good. It's good. So, my dear Leah, how are you, my dear friend? Good just to have you here with us again. Our age. Bruce, my friend, how is Oregon? I think it started to get cold over there, my friend. Same like here in Ireland. Okay, Bruce, let me write down here your address here. Let me see. Ta-da-dum-dum. Okay, Bruce Ness, 4716 Southwest Stoddard Drive, Aloha, Oregon, 708. Bashir. Al-Jalal. Okay, Bruce, I have your address here. I will delete here for the comments because it's not good to have it here in the comments. But I wrote down, and I will post to you. Okay. Let me see if I can delete. I cannot delete. It's funny. Put user timeout. Okay. I cannot delete. I can delete the comments comes from Facebook, but I cannot delete comments coming from YouTube. Okay. Okay. Okay, Don, my friend. Yes, you play you play a hard ball when we're talking about code. That's my consolation. When it's cold here, I always look at Chicago weather and I feel warm. You know. Okay. Okay, Bruce. Okay, good. Nate, good to have you here, my dear friend. Thursdays, you have Nate here with you guys. Okay. So let's start, and we can move forward with our discussion today. Uh, but before, let's do our prayer. And I'd like to invite everyone to have a deep breath. Calm down your heart, slow down your mind, and together let's raise up our thoughts towards our mentors, towards the good spirits, asking them to enlighten ourselves, support us in our struggling times, filling us up with love, with courage, and health to keep it going in our challenge, which is composed by victories, learning points, and reinventing ourselves. May this prayer reach you and your family and all those brothers and sisters who are in need. May this prayer reach them. So be it. Amen. Okay, so let's let's kick off here. Let's wet my throat and keep going. Uh, in this item 7, we're talking about the sacrifice most agreeable to God. And we have many passages like Matthew's 5:23 to 24. Also, we when we passing through a problem, we always say, "Hey, what do I need to do in order to succeed? In order to get what I need?" This is from our viewpoint. What I need, and uh, and Jesus, he said that first be reconciled with your brother, then come and offer your gift. Many questions here we have to say. Let's let's think about a point here. First of all, is why offer a gift? And we say at the time when Jesus was among us, tradition, the Hebrews, is to give some gifts to God in order to, like, I'm giving a gift to you, I'm kind with you, you feel pleased, and you will be good towards myself, towards me. Like two-way street. I give you a gift, you give me a gift. You give your gift, so that's the way. And we can see this not just in the Hebrews, the Romans as well. They used to do it when we read any kind of book from the Roman Empire. Uh, we see these actions as well. Nowadays, we do have this kind of action, mainly among others, but I don't know the name of the religions, but they offer things to gods, like the Indians in India, they offer this to God. In Africa, they offer things to God as well. So it's not the old habit that we don't have it is anymore. It's an old habit, and some people still keep doing it. Okay, so that's why Jesus used this term. Okay, before you give your gift, to go to your brother and reconcile. And before you analyze why we need to, why there is a connection, why Jesus said, hey, I'm offering these gifts to you, God. What's the connection between God and my neighbor? Why Jesus said, when you're going to give this gift, stop, leave the gift there, go first, reconcile with your brother, then you come and finish your gift, and you give me this gift. Because the love towards God and the love towards my neighbor, they walk hand by hand. There is no, let's use the reason of faith here. There is no chance using saying, I love God, I am devoted to you, I do my prayers, I go to the church, I do my give my contribution to to the church, I go out doing my tasks, I'm devoted, but I still have hate, I still have bad feelings, I still have bad thoughts, I want to punish my neighbor. No? Let me put it here because Bruce corrected his zip code 97078. Okay. So why this happened? That's a good question. How I come please someone, if I am the responsible for an unhappiness to my brother. How it works. And this is what he's talking about here. That's what he's talking about here. Bruce say, I believe it's called hypocrisy. Yes, this is one of the names. There are a lot of names, but this is hypocrisy. Yes. I let's put an example of the for you guys in America. We have our Thanksgiving dinner. You have a table full of food, many variety of foods. You go to the supermarket, you buy a lot of things, and there are some people outside of the supermarket asking you for money, and you say, I don't have. Which kind of Thanksgiving we talking about here? I'm not saying uh, we we need to give this all the time, as you must feel like compelled to do it. I know there are some people say, "Oh, but this is a problem of the government. It's not my problem. Government needs to support them. I pay my taxes. I work very hard. I make my money. I don't own anything to the government. So it's not my problem. It's their problem." I'm saying you are 50% correct. If your neighbor is not starving, if your neighbor is not sleeping on the streets, uh, Bruce says here the parable of the Good Samaritan. That this fits pretty well here. This fits pretty well. I like the comment, Bruce. It is. So the guy is there, and you can do nothing. Oh, but I don't have money to give to them. Okay, fine, great. Nobody is obliged to have money. But talk to him or her. And Don says here, I grew up with a lot of Sunday morning Christians. Apologies, Don, but what is the Sunday morning Christians? Is a kind of charitable action. You help someone on Sunday morning. Sorry, I if you could explain, it's gonna help me. Thank you. So, that this is a good one. I will not give money to that person because they will buy alcohol or drugs or we have like 2 points here. The first one is if you are concerned in give money because that person will buy alcohol and you are in the store, buy a sandwich, buy any kind of food and give to him, give to her. Yeah, don't. Yeah, yeah. The rest of the week they acted in non-charitable ways. That's the point, my friend. Sunday I am charitable, but I'm busy. I'm not charitable the other days. That's what I figured out. So I was not wrong. Yes. So the other thing is, I tell you a little story. Uh, Chico Xavier, he was walking on his city streets, and he was at that time when this happened. This is a true story. He was a known person in the city, and a beggar came to Chico Xavier and asked him for a spare change. And Chico gave an excuse. Oh, sorry, I'm short now. I don't have anything. Apologies. Blah, 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 blah. And the guy said, oh, okay, no problem. Yeah, okay, no, it's bad for me. It's bad for you. Happy days. And Chico keep you walking. 2, 3 steps later, Emmanuel, which was Chico Xavier's mentor, appeared to him and said to Chico, "Why did you not give the money to him? I know you have a spare change in your left pocket." And he said, "Did you not feel that guy is smelling alcohol? If I give money to him, he will buy more alcohol." And then Emmanuel said to Chico, "And what's the problem?" "No, he'll buy alcohol." But Emmanuel said, "But this is not your problem, it's his problem. You act in order to give something to him, to provide to him. And if he's not lying, he's really hungry and he wants to go and buy a plate of food. At the moment when you give, and it is with all your heart, all of full of good intentions, what the person gonna do with the money, it's their business, not your business anymore. They will suffer the consequence for not using the money he got or she got in a good way. So Chico came, returned, and gave him the spare change he had in the left pocket. Let's see. Bruce be pills in church in the morning and get a whoring drunk in the evening. Yeah, my friend. I give money to the local street people. I believe I have fulfilled the act of charity. I can't assume responsibility for how the person used the money. Then it's conditional giving. Perfect. That's it, Don. Exactly. Chico was wise. I totally agree with him. That's my philosophy. I would say not Chico, Emmanuel. Emmanuel said that to Chico. But this is the point. This is the point we need to to think. And when we pray the Our Father, like we say, forgive our trespass as we forgive to others trespass. Come on, guys. Did you for did you forgive? So what's the point to ask for forgiveness if you don't forgive someone? What's the point to do a prayer? Thank you for my food, and someone outside the other side of the street is still hungry. I don't know in the USA, but here in Europe, we see a lot of commercials on TV about these charitable actions. This charity for save the panda, save the tiger, save the elephant, commercial to give food in Africa, commercial to give water, no, to them. It's valid. It is. Of course, it is valid. But we don't need that if we act freely. We will do not never ever spend money putting all these expensive commercials on TV asking for money if everyone do your part. And this is the point Jesus is saying here. This must be a common act we should have with everyone. We need to teach this to our children. We need to teach this. I'm not saying, oh, I need to give all my money to them. Forget this. Being affordable, being having good process is not a forbidden, is not a bad thing. No, not at all. What we're talking about here is, have you thought about your neighbor? Like Don said, he supports the local street people. So that's a good point. You don't need to take a plane, go to the Africa and help them. No, you can start on your local street. You can start in your city. Doesn't matter if like small city like I live or a small or big town like Don lives in Chicago. But start. You're praying to have health, especially these days. And when you get to know that your friend got COVID, and the first thing you say, oh God, thank you, God is not with me. This is a so selfish comment. Because when you say thanks God is not with me, you mean this cannot happen to me, but can happen to everyone. I don't care what happened to everyone. Les made a good point here. The rich who are going to space recently, think of the good they could do for world hungers, thirsties, education for all people. That's it, Leah. You know how to use your money is the thing. He can even go to the space, Leah. No problem, because we don't know what they are doing. Perhaps these rich people who went to space, perhaps they have a association helping the other while they are doing their part. That's why we cannot judge from just one angle. Or perhaps these rich people, they are very greed. They just think themselves and don't do it. Is remember the coin always has two sides. We need to analyze both sides. And this come across with the next topic. Let me see if I did not forget to say anything. Yeah, I'm saying here. The one thing I didn't say it's why it's too difficult for us to get closer for those who are in need. Because when we get closer to them, we need to renounce our pride. And this is very difficult. And this is very difficult. I tell you a story. Many people who arrive from Brazil, especially from Brazil, to live here in Ireland, and they used to go to the Spirit Center when we have a physical place. I want to do charity because in Brazil I used to do work in this, work in that, work in the soup, you work in the car boot sale, this, all this. I wanted to work here. Fine, great. But I was admired when because I had the same thought, same thinking, and we I enrolled myself in a charitable association here, and applying to be a volunteer in this charity organization is like to apply for a job. You need to put your CV, explain why, all these things, like fill a form. This goes to someone, that person, if they like what you have put in your form, they will call you, and not to start, but they will call you for an interview, face to face interview. And this interview, they asked me, "Oh, I like you. We wrote to here, but I want to know, like, you put it here, you are free on Saturday afternoon and or Sunday morning." Great, yeah. So, how is your current status in terms of job? I said, "Oh, I work Monday to Friday, and that's it. Normal business time." And the guy said to me, "Okay, but if I put you here to go to, let's say, to go to a nursery home every Saturday, like from 2 to 4. If you have a birthday party of your friend, one of these Saturday, 2 o'clock, we will go to the birthday party, or you will go to what you committed here." And I said, "Well, I, I'll do my best, or I can go to the birthday party later. No problem." And he said, "Yes, we need you to think about it, because and he said, I need you to go home and think about it, because if you say you want to go to the birthday party or do something more important than come to a nursery home, we will have a lot of elder people in the nursing home waiting all week to talk to you, because I don't know what you're gonna do there. If you read a story for them, if you just talk to them, or if you teach them to paint, or do anything, they will wait the entire week to see you 2 o'clock on Saturday, and you will not show up. What's gonna happen if you decide to get a job, not Monday to Friday, but Monday to Saturday? So all these are valid questions. At the time, I was very upset. I was okay. This guy doesn't want charity, like this guy doesn't want nothing, because I have free time now. I cannot predict the future. I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but right now I am available. But I was being so selfish, because I'm saying, hey, I'm free. I wasn't thinking from the other side. And that's true, because the person who, perhaps this elder person, don't see the family for years. It was he or she was abandoned by their sons, and they wait the entire week to see me, and I didn't show up. So another disappointment, another frustration. Did you get my point? So we need to think to ourselves what we want. Because it's easy to point the fingers to the other. It's easy. If I look to you, Don, and say, hey, Don, you need to improve this. Bruce, you need to improve this. Leah, you need to improve here. It's easy. It's easy. But if any of you guys look at me and say, oh, Stevan, you need to improve here. Oh, I don't agree. No. I may agree with 1 or 2 points, but not the entire list. You are completely wrong. Because it's easy to identify someone's problems, or someone's mistakes, or someone's errors. It's easy. And our pride do not allow us to see that. That's why it's easy to see, like say, how are the words they use here? Matthew 7:3-5. And then shall you clearly to cast out the speck from your brother's eyes. So you can see someone wrongdoing, but you cannot see your own problem. What to do? How to fix this? how to analyze it. And perhaps you are how to identify when I I'm finding the problems in someone, but I don't look it to me. It's easy to pay. Oh, Stevan, how much you earn per month? I want X. Oh, you pay this, and at the end lasts you whatever amount per month. And when you go see my savings account, I have zero savings. And you say, oh, I don't understand why. He earns all this. It's easy to do it. And when I revert the question, say, hey, why don't you save this amount of money? Oh, no, wait, no, we need to wait, come on. It doesn't work like this. We need to analyze, It's like two selfish person talking. When one meet the other on the street and say, hey, I'm with a headache. Oh my gosh, it's so painful. And the other say, no, this headache is easy. Mine one is stronger than a migraine. I almost lost my head. So it's kind of a dispute. Who has the worst headache? Who has the worst job? Who has the worst wife? Who has the worst husband? Worst son and daughters? Worst house? Worst neighborhood? It's a kind of dispute. How do you see it? How you manage it? This is what I'm saying here. We need to, and what you need to do to avoid this kind of comments. What do we need to do? We need to project ourselves in a mirror and put ourselves in that person position. What are we going to do? If I'm really, really, really with this headache, what are you going to do? I can drink a medicine. I can rest for the end of my day. I can do many things like try to be more patient. So it's up to you. But are you doing this with yourself? And then we have a second problem, because sometimes when we go to give you that advice, most of the times we are very rude. Because for you, sorting out someone's problem is easy. Why is easy? It's easy because you are not involved like in feelings, in emotional things with that problem. So you are able to see that problem from a different angle. And for you, it's easy. Oh, that there you go. Take left, that's the way out. And you are many, many years in this kind of situation, and you cannot see beyond your fingers. You cannot see there is a exit on your left. But for us, we are outside of the problem. we are not emotional involved with the problem, we can seek the way out easily. This is one of the problems. But let's say you have this friend, you can see the way out of this problem is very clear. You don't know why your friend is not seeing that, but anyway, you decide to help. The way you're gonna help this friend will tell you everything. Because the way you're gonna say, you can put these friends in a lower or a higher position. You can you can see it. You can say things different. You can be arrogant. Or you can, hey, my friend, come here. Give some arguments to him or to her. And these arguments will kind of lead your friend to clear the mind and see the exit of that from that problem. Or you can help your friend to find out a professional to do it. But everything is it's you. We need to learn that. Before I say this, one of the difficult parts for me when I was living here is they do have here that uh, 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 I think 20 centimeters or 2 meters distance. This is my spot. This is mine. Don't get beyond here. And for those who knows the Brazilians, we like to hug, kiss, touch with the hands, and me, and especially me, like I have more Italian way in my blood. My hands talk. It was difficult for me when I found like that British. Wait, don't touch me. You come to here, stay there. It was difficult for me, you know, but we needed to learn how to respect everyone's boundaries. Because when we learn to respect someone's boundary, we will teach to them that I do have boundaries, and my boundaries shall be respected as well. But if you do not respect their boundaries, how how could you think they will respect yours? Everything in life, everything in life, even the bad news, the bad situations, if you use the right words, if you use the right approach, you can change a bad news, a suffering news, into a turning point. But how are you going to give it? Getting rid of your pride, getting rid of your prejudice. We always want to help. especially for us, like we are reading the gospel according to Spiritism, we learn the Spiritism teachings, the Spirit's book. We learn a lot, but don't become like the group that Don used to go. They only do charity on Sunday mornings and non-charity actions all the other days. Try to revert this. The ideal is be charitable every day, but if you can do good things most of the days, just 1 or 2 days and don't do it, it's better than nothing, It's better than nothing. But try to do it. Try to find yourself. Try to find where is the limits of your partner, husband, wife. Try to forgive. It was our comments from last week, and we can say here, um, Leah, I studied a little bit more about these things about reincarnation. If someone is doing bad with me, I will reincarnate with that person. I will study a little bit this, and I can say what I learned is not necessarily we will reincarnate with that person, because everyone has your own level of learning. Everyone have your degree of evolution, and everyone has your personal achievements you committed before reincarnate. If before reincarnate you and that person committed to stay together but didn't work out when you are here, not necessarily that person will come to you, perhaps in another stage, because if you both didn't work together in this incarnation, it means you both needed to work some points that you both thought that was good enough, well worked, but no. So that person perhaps will be engaged in another reincarnation with different people in order to work that point that needs to be more more adjusted. And you too. And someday, if that happens, you'll find out. Or you both decided to reincarnate in next reincarnation. What I want to say is, do not keep worried if you will reincarnate with that person or you will not reincarnate that person. What you need to do is, if for some reason didn't work out this incarnation, what you have to do is not carry that bad feelings. You need to pray for that person, to enlighten that person. You know what I mean? And this come across what we said here today. We need to we need to look the others. We need to put ourselves in someone's shoes. It's like me when I was volunteer to be a, a, a volunteer person here, and perhaps a birthday party on a Sunday, on a Saturday, was more important than my charitable action. Just because I have this friend's party, I have to go there and don't go there. This is what we need to learn. This is the only way we can change the world. This is the only way we can change ourselves and really, really, really um, go to a regeneration world. Oh, all that what things happen, it's part of the process of regeneration. Yes, it is, but we are far, far away from regeneration world. What happened to us here was the first step, if you can call this a step, because we see greedy, we see prideful, we see prejudice against the vaccines, against a lot of things. I'm not standing by if you have to take or do not take the vaccine. What I'm saying here is we didn't find a common sense. We don't think in the other person. It worked at the beginning when we saw a lot of movements of peace, like we see people singing on their balconies, people talking with each other, offering to go to the supermarkets if they have some problem or not. So yes, we saw a lot of these things, but we saw for about 6 months, 8 months, a year. Then says stop it. Stop it. Did we learn the lesson? Some did, some didn't. Ayala make a comment here. That's such an interesting point. The soulmates, they need to pray for others even when a relationship didn't work. Yes, Ayala. This is what I learned because who watched my previous life, I was kind of saying, "Oh no, you will," but I did some researches here, and no, not necessarily we will reincarnate together again. It all depends of what we need to work out. And if something didn't work in this incarnation here, for any reasons, we are not judging anybody here. Uh, Pray to that person to find a way. At least stop sending bad vibrations and send good vibrations. Again, I said the other time, forgiving is not forget. Forgiving is still remember what happened, but to not carry that hate, that bad feelings, that anger when you think about it. It's not like a a husband and wife when they are fighting, and the wife comes to the husband and say, because on that day in 1976 you didn't look at me. Did she forget him? You know, you can still remember what happened in that day in 1976. You can still remember, but not with that that the hate, that thing you want to struggle that person. We need to calm down. We need to get easy. get easy. We need to reconcile with my neighbor. We need to help to remove the speck on the eye of my neighbor and ask our neighbor to help us to remove the speck in our eyes. This is what we need to do. Okay? I like to talk about this, and when I see we passed our time, but I want to say thank you very much for everyone who helped me to make my job today easy. I know Wanderlei is not with me, or Nate or Samantha, but I want to say thank you very much for everyone who participated. Leah, Ayala, Don, Bruce. I see more here. Nady. So thank you, my friends. Thank you for everything. And I'll see you on Thursday with the Spirits book discussion. Okay. Thank you, Ayala. Thank you. You made my night with all your comments and help me to give my 20 cents on the interpretation of the Spiritism teachings in English, which is not my first language, but I embraced this cause from my heart that I will help to spread the Spiritism teachings in English to everyone. Okay? Tom, I am the one who wants to say thank you. We have a lot of people with us during the live. Thank you. Let's do our final prayer. So I want to thank you, all of you who are donating your time, not to me, but to the cause, to the Spiritism. Since Sunday, it was Kardec's birthday. We are still talking about the gospel, his teachings, the teachings he codified, let's say this. May Kardec receive this prayer, whatever he is, and not just help us spread in English, but help our friends spread this in Hebrew, which we launched the Spirit's book in Hebrew on Sunday, in Chinese, French, Portuguese. In Greek, we saw the Spirit's books already in Greek. Thank you very much. So be it. Amen. Good night, my friends. Enjoy the rest of night, and I'll see you on Thursday. Okay? Thank you. Enjoy your day. Bye bye.